everybody. Welcome to Enjoy English. This lovely lady with this adorable shirt here is Bernice.
Okay, and this is Shane.
Hello, and we are looking at a lesson called Find Your Treasure at Unclaimed Baggage.
Unclaimed? How?
Unclaimed baggage. So baggage is like, you know, when you travel, like your suitcase or like your luggage. There's a lot of different ways to say baggage, but like imagine a bag and you put stuff in it. That's basically your baggage. So unclaimed baggage would be baggage that you just do not, when you land at your destination, you don't claim it. You don't take it with you. So the subtitle here is You Never Know What You'll Find.
Wow.
So you never know what you'll find at unclaimed baggage. Okay, well, I'm pretty curious to get into this
Very
lesson.
interesting topic.
Yep. Find out what's going on. So let's get into it.
Okay.
Find your treasure at unclaimed baggage. Many airline passengers are tired or excited when they arrive at their destinations, so it's easy to forget a suitcase or a bag. Airlines sometimes lose passengers' baggage as well. As a result, many items end up lost and unclaimed at airports. If nobody claims them within 90 days, it's likely that they will end up at unclaimed baggage. This is the first and only store in the U.S. that sells items found in unclaimed baggage. The store was founded in 1970 when commercial air travel was still new. The founder of the store began by spending $300 on unclaimed baggage and selling it in a rented house. Now, unclaimed baggage has agreements with airlines to buy unclaimed items and sell them to the public. Every week, the store receives thousands of different items, which are then sorted. Some are sold, some are donated, and some are recycled. You might be surprised at what people lose while traveling. Unclaimed baggage has been a temporary home to common items like books, bags, and shoes. For items that are too precious or special to be sold, the store opened a museum in 2023 to display them. If you want to experience the excitement of treasure hunting, consider visiting the store to explore all the amazing things it has to offer.
So have you ever forgotten your baggage or your
How would I
luggage?
do something like this? No, impossible.
It seems pretty impossible, right? Like, I can't imagine you get to your destination and then you just forget to get your baggage. But apparently, it happens. People just do not claim their baggage. Okay, let's get into the article.
All right.
Many airline passengers are tired or excited when they arrive at their destinations. So it's easy to forget a suitcase or a bag.
Okay, that's the reason.
I disagree with this statement.
Tired.
I just don't think it's easy to forget a suitcase or bag. I can imagine that sometimes it could happen because maybe you're so tired or you're so excited, but being a passenger on an airplane, a passenger is somebody who is basically goes on the airplane. Or a passenger, you can be a passenger in a car. You can be a passenger on the bus. You can be a passenger on the train. It just means somebody who is taking that mode of transportation, right?
That's true.
So apparently it does happen. People forget their bag or their suitcase.
Yeah, sometimes we just maybe forget some accessories, but a whole piece of baggage, I really cannot imagine that.
It is a bit hard to believe.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. airlines sometimes lose passengers' baggage as well.
Yeah, right.
Now
That is very common.
is common, and I believe that. Has that ever happened to you?
Not to me, but sometimes to my students, because every year I have to take the students to go study overseas. So sometimes, yes, because that's the peak season.
Yeah, it does happen. It hasn't happened to me, but it has happened to people I know. So, okay, that's common if they lose your baggage, the airlines. Okay. As a result, many items end up lost and unclaimed at airports. So something ends up being lost. That just means, end up just means that is what the result is.
Yeah, right.
Right?
So we didn't expect it happen.
That's true. Right. Yeah. So, for example, you could say, I ended up losing my baggage, right? Just means at the end, the result was I forgot my baggage.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are, it does happen to people. I can imagine if my baggage was lost, then maybe it would be difficult for me to get back to the airport, and I might think, oh, I don't really need that stuff. It was just a few items of clothing, and maybe it would be too difficult to arrange to pick it up. That I can understand. Okay. So, continuing. If nobody claims them within 90 days.
Oh, okay. So the deadline is 3 months.
You've got 3 months. It's likely that they will end up at unclaimed baggage.
Okay. So in 3 months, you have to get your luggage back.
Right.
Or the only way you can find your luggage will be at the unclaimed baggage.
Right. Okay, so continuing. This is the first and only store in the U.S. that sells items found in unclaimed baggage.
Wow. Really, businessmen.
Right.
They know how to do their business.
So, well, you know, this stuff has to go somewhere, and if nobody claims it, to me, I don't know. I think, why not just donate that to some type of a charity?
That is also a good way.
That, to me, I think that would probably be, you know, kind of the best solution. But, you know, there are people who are very business-minded, and they think, this is a way to make some money. We can sell this stuff. So there's the first, and there's only one of these stores in the U.S.
Okay, in the U.S. Do you know where is it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I had no idea that this happened. I didn't know what happened to
I think it
baggage.
must close to the airport because that would be much more convenient. When you have some unclaimed baggage, you just put the unclaimed baggage into the store and sell to other people.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? You know, well, your loss is my gain, and somebody can make some money doing it. Okay,
yeah, right.
That's very interesting. Okay, so why don't we take a short break and we will find out more after the break.
Okay.
All right, so we've got this store. They're making money off of the poor people who have lost their baggage.
Yeah.
And let's find out more about this store.
Sure.
Okay, so the store was founded in 1970 when commercial air travel was still new. Okay, so here it says something was founded. The store was founded. So founded just means like established or started.
Yeah.
That's when it began. It was founded in 1970.
Yeah, and also at that time, traveling by airplane was not so common. So that's why it says the commercial air travel was still new.
Right, yeah. So believe it or not, we haven't always been flying. Flying is, relatively recent, right? Can you imagine before commercial airline or air travel was possible, you wouldn't be able to just take off to go to, to Thailand or go visit. People were a lot less worldly back then because it was very difficult to go to a country that was far away. Now it's so convenient.
Yes.
Okay, continuing. The founder of the store began by spending $300 on unclaimed baggage and selling it in a rented house.
Oh, $300 really, not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So the founder, so we said if something is founded, that means that it is established or that it begins at that time. So the founder is the person who establishes it. The person who begins this store is what we call the founder.
Yeah, and also remember when we use the word spend, always we use a person as a subject. So a person spend some money or time on something.
Right. Okay. So $300. So I'm just trying to imagine. There was a bunch of unclaimed baggage, and he said, I know. He asked the airline, how about you sell me all this unclaimed baggage for $300? I'm wondering how much unclaimed baggage there was and what kind of deal this was, because back in 1970, $300 would be worth a lot more than it is now. So, but still, not a lot of money, but we don't know how much actual baggage there was. We don't know. And so the guy decided to rent a house and
start his own business.
Started his own business, okay. Now, Unclaimed Baggage has agreements with airlines to buy unclaimed items and sell them to the public.
Okay.
Okay, so there's an agreement with the airline. So if you have an agreement with somebody, that means that you have decided to do something and both of you think that this is okay. You come to a decision together and you reach an agreement. You agree, which just means that you both feel like, okay, good idea.
Yeah, we can do this business. We can make some money.
Right, right. Okay, so the airline makes some money.
Yeah.
Because they are selling the unclaimed items. And then they are sold to the public. So the public just being everyday people like you and me. So I don't think like this kind of... I wonder what happens to the unclaimed baggage in Taiwan.
I don't know either. And also, I'm wondering that what kind of people will buy some other people's baggage.
Yeah, because...
that doesn't belong to me.
Yeah, you can imagine, it's a lot of clothes, right? And, in the U.S., it is more common to buy secondhand things.
Right.
I think in Taiwan, people think of secondhand things as basically like garbage. I don't want somebody else's used stuff, whether that be clothes, furniture, accessories. People like their things to be new. But in the US, it's actually a little bit cool to find something that's unique. We will go to these things called thrift stores. And you will go there and you can find things maybe that are a little bit retro or a little bit old school, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the US, I can imagine this happening. Taiwan, not so much. Okay. So every week, the store receives thousands of different items, which are then sorted. Okay, so they sort these items. They take it like, okay, these are all shoes. These are all clothes. These are all makeup items.
Underwear.
Underwear. And I would imagine that there must be some electronics too, and probably computers and things that are worth quite a bit of money, right? Okay. So it continued to say, some are sold, some are donated,
Yep.
which I think is the right thing to do.
Yes.
And some are recycled.
Yep. So there are 3 ways to deal with all these unclaimed baggage.
Yeah.
You can sell them, you can donate them, and also you can recycle them.
So I imagine it's probably in that order. You first try to sell them. If nobody wants to buy them, then you donate them. If they're not something that's really like good enough to be donated, maybe, you know, it's a t-shirt and the t-shirt has some stains or something, it's not really worth it, then you can then recycle the material and use it for some other purpose.
Yes.
Okay, so now we know the stuff is either being sold, donated, or recycled. Okay, continuing along, you might be surprised at what people lose while traveling. Okay, yeah, I'd be quite interested to know, because I just think of what I pack in my suitcase is typically just clothes.
Yeah, right.
Maybe, you know, for a male, we don't have like makeup, but maybe some hair products, some deodorant. But I do put my like laptop sometimes in checked luggage, right? So when we check some baggage, that means that's the baggage that we give to the airline.
Yes.
And that's as opposed to carry-on luggage, the stuff that you take with you and put on the airplane.
Yes.
So sometimes in my checked luggage or checked baggage, I will put some electronics, you know, so.
But electronics, right now, we have to carry on the board.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your laptop or your cell phone.
I'm not sure if that.
You cannot put in a check bag.
Oh, yeah. Is it depend on country to country, or is that?
All of the electronic devices you have to carry on to the board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
because you have the batteries inside.
Oh,
yeah.
It could explode or something like that.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Unclaimed baggage has been a temporary home to common items like books, bags, and shoes. Okay, so yeah, that's right. People also do bring books on vacation.
Yes,
right?
that's true.
You
temporary home, which means you just put them for a very short time.
Yes, right. Okay. For items that are too precious or special to be sold, the store opened a museum in 2023 to display them.
They're really smart. They really have good business sense. Right?
Now they even have a little museum.
Open the museum.
Open a museum. So items that are too precious. If we say something is precious, you usually mean that it's quite valuable.
Yes.
Right? Or very unique and has a lot of maybe maybe not a dollar value, but it might just be something that is just so special, right? And they also say special items can be sold. That won't be sold, they will put those in the museum as well. I'm so curious to know what kind of items are so precious or special that they won't sell them.
And when your luggage is very precious, is very special, how can a person forget to claim it?
So it's already hard enough to believe that just your ordinary things like your underwear and all the things that you will need to travel with, it's already hard to imagine you would forget those. But then to forget super valuable, precious, special things. Yeah, wow. How could you forget that?
Yes.
Are you really that tired or that excited? I don't know. Okay. So, continuing. If you want to experience the excitement of treasure hunting, as a treasure hunting, to hunt for a treasure, you can use this quite often when you're talking about getting things that are being sold as secondhand. Like people will go to garage sales. Yeah. We have something called, like in the US, it's quite common to have a garage sale or a yard sale. And like I said, we have thrift stores. And when you're going to try to, because the items are usually sold quite cheap, right? Because people just need to get rid of them. So treasure hunting is like looking for these kind of maybe unique and inexpensive items.
Yeah, I heard there's a flea market.
There's flea markets as well. Yeah, where there's a lot of secondhand goods being sold. So continuing, consider visiting the store to explore all the amazing things it has to offer. So if you are a treasure hunter, right, you could go to the store and kind of explore, like, hey, maybe I'll find something that's quite unique or
quite different.
Something kind of cool. I guess it's not going to be the most precious things because those things, they belong in the museum.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give us that much information about the types of things that are being put in the museum.
That's true.
We know that there's a lot of books, bags, and shoes, but I would be so curious to find out, what are these really unique, precious items that are being found? Because like you said, how do you forget those things? It's pretty amazing to me. Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today's topic.
Okay, really learn a lot.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I didn't know that existed, and who knows? Maybe this will be a trend, and maybe in Taiwan they'll do it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.